So when we reached out, we were consciously avoiding anarchist and autonomous viewpoints, looking more for efforts to integrate the communal project into a broader system, into projects of national liberation. One of the things that struck me in the course of developing this issue is that I became aware that Angel Prado himself had recovered an idea of Chavez's that I totally passed over. And it was that Chavez, in Ala Presidente Teórico Número Uno, he brought up the Chilean Commune project, this little booklet on the Chilean Commune, which is called Inside a People's Commune. And actually, we reproduced part of that booklet in our issue. But in that, he refers to a national system of communes, and that he said that we would need to create one by 2030. That's an interesting element that I'd forgotten about Chavez that really points to all the things we were arguing in this issue, that communes need to be integrated into larger projects, that they can't be isolated cells. Chavez himself said in another context that a commune is a cell, but a cell needs a body.
And of course, there's also a mention of the MST, the Landless Peasants Movement in Brazil, an interview that you conducted with João Pedro Stelli, which I think is also a very long-standing example, I would say, of this understanding that there is a sort of a very specific site of struggle, in this case, land reform, but in their case, has never been separated from the need to defend a sovereign Brazil in the face, in particular, of anti-imperialist aggression.
I mean, there is a tendency when people look at communes to look at them, to idealize them, oftentimes, and to not, as Chris was saying, look at them in relation to a whole complete relation of the communes with the national and the internationalist project of the working class. So I think that that's the most important thing that we've done. We have worked a fair amount on communes, but it is true that we have generally we have generally dealt with the issue of the commune being actually a national project. But for instance, what Chris has been addressing, how that communes must be, to be revolutionary, must be anti-imperialist. I think that that's something that this issue puts on the table, in addition to the theorization, taking Marx and understanding that the commune is just, of course it's not an invention, because, for instance, we have worked with indigenous communes in Amazonas, and those communities were living in communal organization long before colonization.
When is a commune part of an anti-imperialist struggle, and when is it not? And there's clear cases, actually horrendous cases, of communes actually being instrumental to imperialism. The most obvious case in our time is a kibbutz. A kibbutz is a settler colonialist project that's functional to imperialism, absolutely on the wrong side of history. And then, leaving aside these extreme examples of a pro-imperialist commune that a kibbutz would be, you can look at autonomous projects that fail to, or projects that have such an excess of autarky and autonomy that they're unable to conjugate with a project of national liberation, or unable to project a project of national liberation.